Well, here we are again, me and our Jenny, the performing Percys, about to go on and do one of our little sketches for the troops at Aldershot. The Red, White and Blue musical's been very good to us. Me and my husband Henry performed here for many a year. He's gone now. Died about 9 months ago, God rest his soul. But our Jenny has taken to the stage like a duck to water. We still perform some of the little pantomimes that Henry wrote, and we always finish with a song. The troops love people who entertain them, and me and our Jenny are really popular, so we have plenty of friends among the soldiers. Well, we're back at the lodgings, and Joan has got my youngest two to sleep, so she's going to join Jenny and me for a drink. Joan, the landlady's daughter, is a bit of a thinker. She likes to keep up on all the news stories. She reads the newspapers that the other lodgers leave lying around. She's going to overload her brain one day, that girl is. Anyway, she was telling us about the trouble caused by the Contagious Diseases Act. Now, this is something that I've heard of being in a military town, but because I was a respectable married woman, it hadn't really affected me. But Joan says that the police can arrest any woman they think, mind you, is soliciting, and force them to go for an examination to see if they've got the pox. And if they have, they can lock them up in a hospital until they're clean, and even then make them go for examinations every fortnight. Joan says that now I haven't got a man in my life, I'd better watch myself. Our Jenny said, and what happens to the men? Joan said, oh, not at all. Well, we had another drink and had a good grumble about a world run by men for men. Anyway, apparently Joan's been following this story, and she tells us that when the law first came in, lots of people were disgusted by it, and a Miss Elizabeth Wolstenholme contacted a Mrs. Josephine Butler and asked her to join her in a campaign to get the law repealed. That means they scrap it. Well, Mrs. Butler was a very religious lady and a respectable married woman, so she could talk about things like social disease without anybody's scorn. Miss Wolstenholme thought that people might be a bit off-put by her talking about sexual things when she was a single lady. So she's Mrs. Butler's right-hand woman in the background. Mrs. Butler and Miss Wolstenholme are very brave ladies to speak out about such an issue. A lot of their feminist friends don't want to get involved with such a topic. But the two ladies have organised petitions, sent letters, even recruited a member of Parliament. They also have public debates, and Joan's keeping an eye out for whether there's one in our area, because she'd really like to meet Mrs. Butler and Miss Wolstenholme. Well, you wouldn't believe what's happened. Apparently, I've been under surveillance by the police, and one of them has just ordered me to go with Jenny to the Lock Hospital. And this on top of our contract being terminated at the Red, White and Blue. Well, I asked why in both cases. The policeman said, "You've been seen in the company of soldiers." Well, I tried to explain to him, but he just wasn't interested. Mr. Childs hinted that he'd been threatened that if he didn't let us go, he could lose his licence. Well, going to the Lock Hospital, which is where they treat the prostitutes, is tantamount to admitting you are one. And Jones says when you get there, they get you to sign a paper saying that you are a prostitute. And then they can treat you like one. Well, I'm not having my reputation dragged through the mud. We'll up sticks and go to friends of ours in Windsor. I've come back to Aldershot on my own to try and earn some money. There's no work elsewhere. I got a place here at the Queen's Tap, but Mr. Charles, the proprietor, has been threatened by the police and had to let me go. Why won't they just let me earn an honest living? I've been warned again to go to the Lock Hospital, but I told my mates, signing a paper to say I'm a prostitute would be like signing my own death warrant. Anyway, it's Saturday night and I'm going to go out for a drink and have a think about what to do next because I'm at my wit's end. I told my friend Harriet I'd rather die than go to that hospital on Monday.